Welcome, people. It's Mr. back again, and I thought we'd do a different topic today. As you know, we're the end bit of the end season now, and it's a bit weird. It's gonna be fun. So I thought, yeah, we might as well keep you occupied, keep this guy occupied because without Mr. Do Daily, I think we need to keep him occupied as well. So yeah, people thought we'll have a little bit of fun and do a little podcast today. So people, like I say, if you don't know who I am, I'm Mr. Door with Door on Tour. Like I said, we're gonna do a little. There's 15 games to go, so I thought, like, yeah, come on, might as well do a little podcast. If I don't play till Friday, so we'll have a little bit of fun. But like I said, people, little fun and introduce everyone. Next to me, got Dylan. How you doing, Dylan?
I'm all good. All good. Tired, but I'm all good.
Yeah. I don't know where Ailey's gone, but Ailey he's vanished. I don't think he's paid his bill, so Ailey will be here in a minute. And last but not least, we've got the man himself, Mr. Des Oldham-Do Delia. How you doing, Des?
I'm all right, though. All the better for coming on here again, being dragged out of bed.
We always need Des here. Des has got the knowledge and everything. So yeah, people, like I said as well, people, Des has got a channel, and if you don't, please go and subscribe to Do Daily. His subscribe is below. So please go and subscribe to Do Daily. His link is below. As well, there's more things as well. If you like I said, if you want to do the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well. I've just reached 6K. I'm trying to reach 7K as well. I think I'll keep repeating this. Kevin Campbell is coming to Nottingham on the 28th of April on a Thursday. Please go and get the tickets. It's going to be a fantastic show. So please, it's going to be a great show as well. And if you're not from Nottingham, if you are around the world, I am going to do a live stream as well for the Kevin Campbell stream. It's going to be a fantastic event. So if you do want to go on the show as well, please. If you want to do like a little donation towards the channel, please do. It's going to be a great show. Right, there's 15 games to go, and this is where the major bit comes in. Forest are seventh in the league, I think they are, and these games are going to come thick and fast now. And we know Forest have got Bournemouth on Friday, but it's not just the Bournemouth game; it's the games Friday and onwards. And this is where, like myself and all Forest fans, will be getting nervous because, as you know, it's not been a great 23 years. And like I said, I've got Dylan and Des' opinion and see what can Forest can do. Des, there's 15 games to go. Can Forest get a playoffs? As well, people, in comments, what do you think? 15 games to go. Can Forest get to playoffs, go up? What do you think? Get involved, and if you want to do any super chats as well, people do a super chat as well, and I'll get your comments as well. Des, can Forest get the playoffs? 15 games to go.
Absolutely, Joel. Absolutely. I've been banging on since October that they're going to get in the playoffs. You know, I was reminded of what we said when Steve Cooper come in. Glenn obviously put a tweet out there about that episode, and I rewatched it, and I was cautiously optimistic was the word I used a lot, and I was saying if he keeps us up, it'll be a good job, and if he gets us anywhere near the top half or the playoffs, it'll be manager of the season and all this kind of thing. But it's just worked, hasn't it? And since our first run we went on, I saw a completely different team. We weren't just beating teams like Birmingham 3-0. I know Birmingham aren't the best team in the league, but early on we were doing that. And then we took that defeat against Fulham, which was hard to take at the time. It was the first one. We'd had some really good away days. But since then, as you know, I keep reminding people on here, since that Fulham game, I've said we're going to get the playoffs because I just thought there was not enough teams better than us in the league. I didn't think Fulham was that much better. They probably are a little bit in many ways. They're clinical, if anything. But things are going for us, aren't they? Those teams that had that mid-season form that took them up, Blackburn, QPR, they're just starting to stutter along, aren't they? QPR have lost again tonight.
Good result as well.
Coventry have lost. I know they're a little bit behind us, but Coventry have lost. So the results have gone our way. So again, it just all reiterates. Friday's a big game, of course, isn't it? Friday in my mind is our last chance at second place. You know, I don't think we'll get second place. I'd love us to still give it a push. I'm worried after what happened at the weekend, you know, and the fact that we've got to. For me, the next 3 games are pivotal to Forest. What happened at the weekend with Samba, you know, it wasn't just what happened on Saturday and the fact we come back. You know, I'd imagine he's in massive trouble with the club because that could be a season-defining moment. And if it is, you know, it could be a long way back for Samba. I think if we can get through the next 3 games, say take a point. I don't want to take a point. I want to beat Bournemouth. But if we get a point on Friday, if we win, I don't know, 5 or 6 points out of those 3 games, no real damage is caused, I'd say. And if we get through that, I just think we're going to consolidate in the playoffs. Again, a win now would take us in on Friday. And then all the pressure goes back onto everybody else, doesn't it? So I do actually think we're going to get there. I'm hoping it's not a season-defining moment, that the Samba sending off and Horvath comes in with some confidence and plays well. And ultimately, I hope he gives him a fight for a place, because that might be what's needed to keep everybody on the toes. Everywhere else on the pitch, I think the reason we're getting a lot out of players and we're pushing on, you know, is because there's competition all over the pitch, isn't there? It wasn't there earlier in the season. There were players badly out of form. Now you've got competition. Even Keenan Davis, who 2 weeks ago looked untouchable, you know, Surridge has done well, hasn't he? So we just got players sort of playing well, doing the jobs when they come on, and it's just giving me the confidence to think we will actually make the playoffs. We probably won't quite have enough to go up, but I'm still pretty confident we will.
People listen, 5 people in. Like I said, the topic is about like if there's 15 games to go and there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. And this is for you, Dylan, as well. Like we've got Bournemouth on Friday, then we've got Preston, Bristol City, Sheffield United. Like these games are not easy at all, but we're on good form. And as well, and people comment as well. Like Forest, like. We can get results against these big teams, especially against Bournemouth as well. I think Bournemouth second or third. I think they are. I think they as well. And as well today, results have gone our way as well. I think QPR's lost 2-0. Sheffield United drawn 0-0 today. So Dylan, like these next games are massive for Forest, aren't they?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think now to the end of the season, every game's massive. Everything. At the minute, every game's going to be a cup final. Do you know what I mean? Bournemouth, but we could go to Bournemouth. Why should we fear them? Do you know what I mean? We don't need to fear anyone. Look, we've played 2 Premier League teams and wiped the floor with them. Do you know what I mean? So to go to Bournemouth, yeah, they've got good players. They're second in the league, but do you know what I mean? Looking at Forest on Saturday, they look very tired. So hopefully this week it's re-energized them. They're going to see all the results going our way. Do you know what I mean? We can only go one way, and that's up. Do you know what I mean? And give it a go this season. Playoffs. If we end up in the playoffs, great. If we don't, it's to me this season's like compared to what it was at the start. To me, is wherever we end up is going to be. Is going to be great anyway. If we end up in the playoffs, that's just magic. And I can see us. Do you know what I mean? We've got any chance as anybody to get in, get to the final and try and win it. Do you know what I mean? But I just hope people, if we didn't make the playoffs, don't be disappointed because we're in a transition. Do you know what I mean? Don't forget we've had Murphy just come in at the start of the summer. Cooper's come in. They've got to get rid of all this deadwood. They've got to get rid of all these players. Bring in the philosopher. The philosophy you can see straight away, but it's going to take time to build. But the run we're on at the minute, we've just got to keep taking game by day game, like Cooper says. Don't don't concentrate on the league too much, but don't fear anyone, because at the end of the day, we're as good as anyone in this league.
100%, 100%. I was looking at the league table, like Forest are 7th with 47, but I'm looking at the table right down as well. This is even like Cardiff of 19th. They've got 35 points, and if we lose like 1 or 2, we're going right down there. So, and as well, we've got FA Cup run as well, Des. Like we've got again FA Cup.
Huddersfield.
Huddersfield FA Cup. We've got them in 3 weeks' time. Des, do you think, like, as we know, we've not been to the Wembley for years, and do you think with us doing well in the league, doing well in the FA Cup as well, we've got a big squad as well. Do you think the distraction with the FA Cup, and Dylan mentioned it, we looked tired on Saturday. Do you think this could affect us or not?
I don't think so, Dor, because I agree to some degree with Dylan on the tiredness thing, but I think sometimes Forest look, when it don't quite go to plan, they look quite tired. You know, it looks quite laboured. I think of the Swansea game first half. You know, it can look a bit sort of laboured and like we're really getting a bit of a stuffing, and then all of a sudden we turn it on and win the game. I think being in the cup and the league, I think it's a perfect distraction in many ways. You know, because there's lots of pressure on these league games. They're going into these cup games, and what the cup's done is almost give us a springboard after a bad result. You know, we had that little spell at Christmas where we had a couple of defeats, and we had the Arsenal game and the Derby game, which was lots to get up for, and it sent us on another mini run. Then we had the bad result against Cardiff and come back against Leicester. So, you know, if things don't exactly go to plan in the next couple of games, you know, the cup might just be that springboard again to get the city going quite forward, to get the atmosphere going. And I look at teams that have been promoted, you know, I know it was a few years ago now, but Sheffield United got to 2 cup semi-finals and got promoted and things like that. And I think winning football matches, I say it through Do Daily, positivity breeds positivity. Yeah. But winning football matches, you know, it gives players confidence. It again, you know, they go into the next game, they're a little bit perkier than they were if they'd got beat at Preston, say, you know. And I just think it's a perfect distraction right now. Yes, there's lots of games coming thick and fast, and that's gonna be tough. We've got a squad. I'm not sure it's massive. It is massive, but not with the right players. Because I've said all season, I think Cooper's got his 11, and then a couple he brought in January, which means there's 13, 14 players. But then you've got sort of Graben injured, Samba unavailable. And it seriously weakens the team once we lose a couple. So we've got to be quite lucky, and that's why I says it almost feels pivotal with Samba not being there, because if we keep the players fit we've got, you know, they're full of confidence, they're playing well. It was tricky against Stoke. I didn't think the goal was coming. You know, they did look a little bit tired, a little bit laboured, but I've seen that from teams under Cooper. And we still had that little bit of brilliance with that first goal, didn't we? You know, if we'd defended a set piece, Cooper's. I listened to all the post-match stuff yesterday. Cooper said that he was fuming. Him and Alan Tate were fuming about conceding from a set piece. You know, you don't concede from a set piece, you never know if we see that game out. And I think it's just a case now of using each game as almost like a cup. They almost feel like knockout games all of a sudden. I think when we was discussing today's show earlier, we was talking about sort of the last 15 games, is it make or break? It almost feels like every game's a playoff game. I cheekily put on my Instagram when I put my Bournemouth tickets on, playoff for second spot, you know, just to wind a few people up. But it just feels like every single game is massive, and you'll see it that the games are getting selected for television. You know, we've got Sheffield United, we've got Bournemouth, but they've also got. So I was looking, QPR have got Blackburn in a couple of weeks. There's teams on the slide already. QPR, West Brom, sliding away a little bit. And I don't think anybody in that top 6 or 7, well, apart from Fulham and Bournemouth have picked up, but anyone currently between sort of 3rd and 8th is in perfect form. I think I'm not sure about this. Normally I'd check thinking I was going to mention it, but I'd still say we're in the best form of everybody in those positions. And that's after we scraped to 2-2 and the goalkeeper got sent off on Saturday. Getting that result said a lot for me. Sometimes you look back at the end of the season and go, wow, that point against Stoke, it felt like a kick in the teeth. It's what promoted teams do, isn't it? It's what teams that like the Bristol City game when the run started, Millwall, that last minute goal. How many times have we watched a Swansea or a Sheffield United or a West Brom and watched them get promoted and they score every week in the last minute?
Every week, yeah.
And I think Forest have got enough ability and we've still got players that are miles better. Do you know, watching Spence and Brennan, and we say it week on week, they're absolutely petrified of them. Stoke were petrified of Spence as soon as he got the ball. And these players are on a completely different level. So bring on Bournemouth, bring on anybody else. I'm not worried. I think we're gonna get to the playoffs, and I think we're gonna do it quite comfortably.
I was reading this comment, and just some people agree with you. Des is spot on, but we'll get there with never give up mentality and keep showing. We have scored the most goals past the 8-minute mark to the last minute, so hopefully we'll get there over the line. One from Lee. Ben, roughly how many shirts you got on? You got one different. So basically, if we're still with my goalkeeper, I've got my goalkeeper top, so I'll go in goal. So if you want me in goal for us, I've got Dylan. Can I borrow your goalkeeper gloves, Dylan?
Yeah, I'll dig them out.
So Des.
Can I just say, Dor, I saw a comment from Gary in there somewhere about needing 10 wins at 15.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. I've seen that from Gary as well.
We only actually, and it could be different, but every single season, I've looked back at this over the last few years, you get in the playoffs with 74 points. I think there's one season in about 20 years where you needed 76. But 74 points, that means we need 9 out of 15. And the way Cooper, if you look back, I don't know, somebody tell us in the comments, look back at the last 15. I imagine in the league we've won 9 games.
Yeah.
And that's with a few blips along the way. I don't know, I might be wrong. But 9 out of 15 seems extremely doable to me. It was only 6 days ago, we went to Blackburn and in my mind played them completely off the pitch. So for me, I think we can definitely get those 9 wins. That'll see us get the playoffs.
People comment, like I said, we've got 15 games. There's 15 games to go. There's 101 people in. Thank you much for the 101 people for that to turn up. How many points do you think Forest will need to get the playoffs as well? Because like I said, with Gary Potter mentioned that we need at least 10 wins. So people in the comments, how many points do you think we need to cement that place? Because as I said, it was a good game yesterday. Blackburn draw 0-0 with West Brom. A few teams as well. Sheffield United draw 0-0. So it's good. But like I said, Steve Cooper says we've got to focus what we do. Because like I said, we're doing well. And there's going to be highs, there's going to be lows, but we are in fantastic form. So Saturday's going to be Friday's game against a good Bournemouth side. It's not going to be easy. Because if I remember, I don't know if Dylan Des remember, when we played Bournemouth under Hooton, we wasn't that bad. I don't know because was it 2-1? Was it 2-1 we lost to?
Yeah.
Was it 2-1? Yeah, we lost 2-1. I think we wasn't that bad. And plus, it's like I said, Bournemouth are a good side. Amongst the Bournemouth are not a good side because they are. Because they're in second place. But it's not going to be easy. Dylan, everyone, I don't know, on social media, everyone's been talking about, like, Samba's not playing on Friday. Howarth is. People in the comments, are you confident Howarth is the man to step up to the next 3 games? I am. I liked him. I think he played against, was it Wolves in the Carabao Cup and Bradford? I think it was. So, Dylan, what do you think? Are you confident that he can do a job for Forest with his next 3 games?
Well, I've only seen it. I've only seen him once. I think that was with you, wasn't it? When we went to Middlesbrough.
Oh, Middlesbrough as well. Yes.
Yeah, Middlesbrough when I went with you. But
Yeah.
the thing is with Samba is what he did and him getting a red card. That was brewing. That's been brewing for a few weeks now. Somehow he was going to get sent off, right? But I personally think he's a massive loss because it's not just what he does with his shot stopping, it's what he does with the ball control, how he passes the ball out, and he comes out. Sometimes he's like a defender. Do you know what I mean? And some of his dinks over to get play started and that. But like I say, with this Horthas, we can't. He hasn't really been in, has he? So we can't really judge that much. Maybe him training with Samba for the last few months, he might know how to play like Samba, something like that. But we just got to go with it now. It's 3. He's out for 3 games. What else can we do? But we just got to hope that the defense do their job and keep the ball away from him.
What do you think? That are you confident that Howarth can do a job for us against a good Bournemouth side? But I was speaking to Forest fan today. We've got a good defense. Because you need to remember, like, the games when Howarth played, he's not played against a strong defense. Like, he's played in the cup games as well. But we've got a fantastic defense. So I see Forest fans on social media thinking, he wasn't well against Wolves. He was rubbish against Middlesbrough, blah, blah, this and that. But Forest fans, we've got to give this guy confidence because these Forest players, they look on social media, and if they see he's tearing down this keeper, he's coming in against a team that play good football, it's going to affect them. So what do you think, Des? Do you think, are you confident that he, like, let me play something right? If he played goal in his next 3 games and played Devil's Advocate now, do you think he should get a chance? We know Samba's one of the best keepers in the league. But this is Howarth's chance to cement his place and prove a point to everyone.
I think, do you know, just going back to Horvath before I get onto that, when he started the Middlesbrough game, he was under a lot of pressure because he'd actually won the place off Samba. Samba had been dropped, hadn't he? Yeah. So he was under a lot of pressure then to perform. He was coming into a team that was struggling, you know, a very defensive team. He was having a lot of work to do. And unfortunately, his concentration slips, and rightly or wrongly so, he's going to be judged on that moment until he does something else. Coming back into the team, he's not coming in under that same kind of pressure. Like you touched on yourself, Dore, he's got a much better defence in front of him. He's got a team that aren't conceding goals left, right and centre, you know, and a defence that's better organised. You've got to remember, there were players in front of him. Like, there was young fullbacks. There was Figueiredo making mistakes. You know, he was out of form. I can't remember exactly who played, but you see what I mean. There was those things.
Yeah.
In those cup games, he looked quite assured. He looked like a decent player. It's not enough to judge him on when you play against a Premier League team and a League Two team. He come in the Borough game. It didn't quite work out, but I've got no problems in him going back in. I've seen on social media all week people saying we've got to get behind Horvath. We've got to do this. Who's not behind him? No, I've had to stop myself tweeting saying, why do we have to say we have to get behind Horvath? Nobody's got an agenda against this guy. All we've seen is a mistake, which is good, which is football, but you're going to question it because that's the difference between the top goalkeepers and not the top goalkeepers, you know. But we've also seen mistakes out of Samba, and he lost his place at a point, and he come back much better for it. He come back a lot more focused on it. You know, the reason, just going back to him, he's got too cocky. He's got too confident. You know,
Mm.
the crowd have got on side and egged him on, and you know, he didn't have a split second to think. It was stupidity. I'm not defending him. He didn't have a split second to think. That guy, he was eager to kick it long, and that guy went in front of him and he threw his arm out without thinking. Can't do that. But again, Samba's come back from it. Why can't Orvath come back from it? If it was a right back, you know, we'd deal with it. We'd get over it, and we'd get on with it. But I just feel there's too much, and it's the way of the world these days. Social media. There's too many fans almost saying we've got to get behind him. You know, let's not have a go at him. I've got no questions. He's a professional goalkeeper. Why would he come in and necessarily have a stinker again? If he does, we know we've got a bit of an issue. And that's why I was saying it's pivotal. I'm not guaranteeing you a good game out of him, but I'm definitely not guaranteeing you a bad game. And they've signed him for a reason. Somebody's got some knowledge on the guy. It's just that when he come in and he didn't take his chance, you have to sit back and wait for another one. That's football. And stranger things have happened in football. You know, players come out of nowhere, score a goal, and then end up being player of the season. Or you see what I mean? Or look at Spence. Spence is the classic example, isn't he? You know, we could have probably signed him for 50k. Now we'd be lucky to sign him for 50 million.
That's true.
I remember when we signed Spence on deadline day, and everyone was like, "Oh, look, panic buying. Who is he? Why we got him?"
Dylan, I was the same. I'm not gonna lie. I'll put my hands up. I was exactly the same. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest. I was exactly the same. But yeah. I've just put a poll up as well, and I've just put, do you think Forest will make the playoffs? Just put a comment, yes or no. Everyone knows my answer. I think yes. I think I know Dylan and Tez's answer. They'll say, is it yes, right? You're going to say yes, yeah? Okay. Is it yes?
Yeah.
Playoffs?
I don't know.
Too
much pressure. Too much pressure.
Yeah. So I put a poll up on my people poll. Just put if yes or no. As well, people, if you want to do a super chat, people, and ask me a question, but there's loads of questions that are coming up. But if you want to do a super chat, support the channel, please do it. It grows my channel as well. And if you are new people, 109 people here, thank you very much. Please do subscribe to the channel. My next target is 7k. Des as well. Make sure everyone subscribe to Do Daily as well. And as well, people support Dylan when he drives the bus as well. He needs some support because just wait to it.
Please just do me a favour. When Forest play at home, please do not walk out into the road, people. It's so hard. You know what I mean? I was on sat there just before kickoff, and it's like I'm taking Forest fans down and driving over Trent Bridge, and you're like, please don't walk out into the road.
Oh, people, like I said, if you see Dylan on the bus, just give him a wave because he's a miserable.
Just wait.
There's some miserable bush drivers out there, and Dylan's one of them. So I don't wait for him.
No. I've always looked after you, Ben.
It wasn't you, Dylan, who shouted "Do Daily" at Radcliffe Road, was it, on Saturday?
No. Normally I'm honking my own at you, and you just ignore me.
That's it, people. Also, people, make sure you do hit the subscribe button as well. Like as well. I've got 20 likes. If people get me to 50 likes if you can, and as well, make sure you do subscribe to Do Daily. Some comments.
Can I just say something to a comment?
Go on, Dylan.
My friend James has put, if we get into the playoffs, he wants me to dye my hair. No chance because I'm losing it. So I'm not putting no.
Wait. Right, people. I don't know if people saw the podcast, last podcast. You guys had there, innit? I did a bet, and the bet was if Forest get promoted, I'll get a tattoo. The bet with Des, if Forest get to the FA Cup final, Des will get a tattoo on his leg. So people in the comments.
Just say, I think the cup's a bit of a distraction. I think we should put out a weekend team.
Right, so people in the comments, I think we should get Dylan. what should Dylan do? If Forest get promoted, what should Dylan do a forfeit? Because my forfeit is, like, if Forest get promoted, I'll do a tattoo.
I'll have a tattoo.
No. You got so many tattoos, Dylan. We need a different bet. So people in the comments, what should Dylan do for forfeits for the end of the season? Be nice though. Don't be like go OTT. Okay.
Yeah, just watch it. Yeah.
So go OTT. So the bet is put in the comments what should Dylan do as well. I've done a poll as well. Can Forest make the playoffs? Right, Dylan. And this next one, like I know, like I said, Forest has been fantastic since Cooper's come in. There isn't one player that I can say that needs to improve, but me personally, but I'll say Alex Martin's come in. He's come up from injury. Is there any Forest players that you think that need to a little bit step up a little bit? And people in the comments, what do you think? Any Forest player that need to step up? Dylan, is there any players that you think need to step up?
There's two really. There's Johnson and and Spence. No, I'm winding you up. I'm winding you up. No, not really. I just think they're all playing well together. They're playing as a team. Do you know what I mean? You've got Johnson and Spence. They're young. They're energetic. They can run fast. They're always going to outshine everyone else on the team. But me personally, I just think that I would like to see more of some positions rotated. You know, like on Saturday. Obviously, they look tired. If you listen, Dev said he listened to Cooper's comments, and after the game, and it was just like some of his comments was like, "Yeah, we kind of known that we've had a hard week, and it would be one of them games and stuff like that." So I'm thinking to myself, well, why don't you just put someone else in? Like, we haven't seen Larea yet. Do you know what I mean? So bring Larea in. You've brought him in for a reason. Bring him in. All right. If you got to take Spence out, take him out for a game. Do you know what I mean? Bring Oeda, Jay. Do you know what I mean? The Paraguayan lad. Bring him in. Just stick him in, because at the end of the day, if someone gets injured, they're going to have to come in. So this is what I mean. We've got 15 games to go, and every single game is going to be hard. So we've got to use that squad, them players that we've got, to just rotate a bit, to just get a bit of fresh legs. So, but I don't think there is probably any player that needs to step up. But you've got the likes of, like you say, Myton coming back, Joe Lolly. Cooper's basically said to him, to me, it sounds like it's make or break for him. Do you know what I mean? It's in his own hands now to sort it out. So, but just as a team, I think they're playing. Well, you can see what they're doing as a team now.
I was just looking at the comments. Dylan, watch out, Dylan. There's a few more dye your beard, Dylan. Blue.
Yeah, I don't mind doing that because it's ginger anyway.
If we get promoted, Dylan's got to get a tattoo of Cole back. Dye your beard red, Dylan. Mr. Forest tat. Craig, shout out to Craig. I went to school with Craig. He loves his hair, so get dye hair red.
Yeah, but don't forget my job. I've got to be careful what I do at work.
Shave your eyebrow. Make him wear a driver top when he drives the bus. Woo!
Friday.
Hey?
Football shirt Friday.
Oh, days.
Don't.
Work a shift at Hooters, Dylan.
Is that punishment?
No, that's not punishment. I'll do that any day.
Get a Carvalho tattoo. Oh, that's a bit harsh. That is, no, you can't do that. From Lee, hey, shout out to Lee. If we go up there, has got to dye his hair pink for next October. Would you do that, Dylan?
Yeah. I'd give it a go. I'd have to speak to the gaffer, my wife.
No, sure, it's pink, isn't it? So you got to. I'm going to pitch in my top 6 pitching, blah, blah, blah. Forest will get 6. Okay. People in the comments, what do you think? Do you think Forest will get playoffs? Where do you think Forest will get playoffs? That's we'll say that mentioned. I've got a super chat as well from Space. Guys, who are we playing up front versus Bournemouth? Let me ask you this to Des. Like, we know Johnson's going to start, and that's a fact. We've got Davis has been playing fantastic. Sturridge has come off the bench, and he's been fantastic as well. And we talk about like have we missed Graben? Not really, but I think it would have been nice to have him because of this. Like I said, these next 15 games are really important. So, but let's thank you for the £4.49. Much appreciated. And if anyone else wants to do a super chat, do a little help support the channel they can. Des, Bournemouth. Who would you put up front against them? Yeah, we're trying to.
Well, a little bit unlike Dylan, I wouldn't change a great deal in whilst they're still digging out the results. I think in the last 2 games we've seen Zinchenko play really well. I thought had his best game for Forest against Leicester. Garner was brilliant against Blackburn. You know, he played a bit further forward. It was interesting that Yates didn't play on Saturday because I'd almost like to go back to that Blackburn formation. Whilst I do like Zinchenko, Garner's probably got a few more goals in him. So we spoke a lot after that Blackburn game about playing him that little bit further forward. And it's interesting when you say about players stepping up, whilst there's nobody we can really sort of pick out, the likes of Mighton and Lolly just being around the squad again, you know, just different options if he needs to call on them late in the season. We'd all love to see, well, I'd love to see Joe Lolly come on and smash one in, you know, a playoff game or a playoff final, you know, because he's got that ability. So again, having him around the squad, you know, he's just going to pick people up that little bit more, isn't it? He's not going to get his right wing plays back. We know that. But there's other places he can play on the football pitch. And when he's scoring goals and big goals and in games where we're going to need him, I think he could step up to the plate. When it comes to Bournemouth, you know, I wouldn't change too much. It didn't work on Saturday, but they've not had a midweek game this week. They've had a full week to sort of work on what they're doing, perhaps have a little bit more of a rest, you know, and we have had a pretty hectic schedule with those cup games, to be fair. So I just think Davis, for me, Davis, Johnson, Garner in behind.
Yeah, I was thinking that I wanted to mention that number 10 role. As we know, Ziganel came on, played that number 10 role, but this Bournemouth team, they're a good side. Let's not problem. They're a good side. But I personally think, like this, when we went to Blackburn, they played Colback, Garner, and Yates. Would you not play that against Bournemouth and drop Ziganel to the bench?
Me?
Yeah, yes,
yeah. I'd play Garner, and I'll tell you why. Because Yates didn't play against Stoke, and I think that was a massive decision because Joe Allen who sat in.
Yeah.
He was the playmaker. He did what he wanted to do, and I think they dominated us in that area. If Yates had played, Jack Colback would have been chasing Joe Allen all over the pitch. But with Yates not playing, I felt that he had to sort of just drop back in a little bit more, Colback, you know, and not do that. So I think if both of them have played, and it sounds a little bit negative at home, you know, 2 sitting midfielders. People have complained about it all season, and I can understand why he felt like we could have a real go at Stoke. But I think Joe Allen's a good player, and not sort of having somebody tracking him down, chasing him about, because Garner's not that type of player ultimately. He's somebody you want sort of an offensive player attacking their goal. I think we were left a little bit short in the fact that he's not going to run about as much as Colback. He's not going to hassle people and close down. So for me, I'd put Yates back in. I'd revert back to the Blackburn formation, and just go exactly how we did. You know, we chased them down from minute one, chased everything down. On Saturday, I just felt Alan in particular got too much time on the ball, and that ultimately allowed them to sort of dominate possession in the way they did. And that was the frustrating part for me. I can understand why Yates might have sat out one, because it almost seems now that there's 4 players for 3 positions. You know, and Zinchenko has a game out, Garner has a game out, Colback, I think Colback missed one out as well, didn't he? It seemed like in the last 4 games, each of them have missed the place, and I can understand that selection dilemma. It's a good one to have.
Yeah.
But for me, it was important on Saturday that it was noticeable on Saturday that Yates, we missed him, you know, and we've come a long way to say we miss him, you know, because he's been that good, he's been that important. I just think him and Colback together would have dealt with their possession a lot better than we did with the more offensive players on the pitch.
100%. People, there's 114 people in. I was just thinking, Dylan and Des, right? Because because I don't know, we had another person in on the show, but AD's Wi-Fi is not working. That's why there's only 3 of us here. So what I'm trying to do, right? I'm gonna put a link up, and we're gonna have a little fun. If you want to come on and say where do you think Forest will finish, come on. So I'll put the link on it. You've got to be on YouTube to come on, people. So if you want to come on, see how you think Forest is, do it. And it's like for 15 minutes, a little fun. Dylan, have you got time, Dylan, for that? Because I know you're working tomorrow. Yeah?
Nah,
you know,
yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, fine. I know Des got to go bedtime soon to get tucked in, so I thought we'll get it in. Right, next one. Like I said, there's 15 games to go, and like I said, it's going to be a tense one. Like I said, I'm going to Bournemouth game. Des is going to Bournemouth game as well, so it's my first time I'll be going to Bournemouth on Friday night. It's going to be fun. But like I said, these 15 games, it's going to be massive. People in the comments, do you think Forest can do it? Do you really think you can do it? Put in the comments below. What do you think? Right. First one, we've got a surprise guest in, and you might know this guy.
Hey, Dylan. First time.
That's it now.
Look at him.
If no one knows, this is Adam. He's been on the channel, and he's related to Dylan. He's a better Astor. How you doing, Adam?
Do you know what? Ben never knew. It was when you took a picture with you on the bus, and I went, "He's my cousin." He went, "Hey, oh yeah, I should have noticed the name."
Yes.
Oh, dude. How you doing, Adam? Anyway, you okay?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks, Ben. How are you?
Right. I'm not too bad, man. We're jolly. Right, Adam. Quick one, Adam. Like, can Forest make the playoffs? What do you think?
100% yes. I think with the teams that are trying to chase it up at the moment, like for example Sheffield United tonight, they only managed to get a point against the Yorkshire rivals. But I think even with the other teams that are in the playoffs at the moment, which I think will stay there, like the likes of QPR, Middlesbrough, Huddersfield, you know, teams like that, I think we're still in for a chance. And I think even if we do get in the playoffs, I do truly believe we'll get in the final. It's just about time, really. After all the playoff misery we've had over the years, it's about time we've had some glory in the playoffs. So I'm really confident we're going to get to the playoff final.
Bloody hell. I'm confident. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, where do you think we'll finish in the playoffs then?
I'm being realistic. I think unless if Huddersfield or QPR start dropping points, we'll finish 6th. But if they do start dropping points, I truly believe we can finish 5th.
Boy, people in the comments, do you believe Adam is right? Yes or no? I think you're on Saturday, aren't you, Adam? You're on Saturday.
Yes, I will be. Yes.
So people, as no one knows, the first time Anna came on, he looks like what's his name, Jack Grealish. he looks like Jack Grealish. So people in the comments, give him a stick. He is the Nottingham Forest version to Jack Grealish. But yeah, Adam, thank you very much for coming on, and I'll see you. I'll see you on Saturday, dude.
Yep, see you on Saturday. Take care, Dylan. Take care, guys.
Say bye to the better version, Dylan.
Bye-bye.
So that's one. People, if you want to get in comments, if you want to get a quick comment, you can, because I know you're part of my voice as well. Like I said, I'm gonna say, Des. I think I mentioned this to Des. I keep mentioning this to Des. We as Forest fans, we've not had this for the last 23 years, and it's so excitement we've had. I think I mentioned on my other podcast, like, we've not had this excitement since, I'll say, Paul Hart. You could say Billy Davis, Sabu Limucci, but especially going to away games, it's something different. So I'm actually again, there's like 112 people in here as well. What is like the feeling especially through social media, because we didn't have social media back in the day since the Paul Hart days, but right now, this feeling we've got now, it's different now, isn't it? From the past that we've had as Forest fans.
I think it is. I think a lot of it's down to the fact that we've not had it. Social media is bonkers, isn't it? Because I have actually just looked at the form over the last 15 games, and Forest are third. So again, it's pushing the top two, like we have done under Cooper all the way. And the fact of the matter is, social media goes a bit bonkers when we draw a game against Stoke. When we lose a game against Huddersfield, it's brilliant. We go to away games, and it's incredible. We're lucky. I've not been to as many as I've been to this season for a long time, and I started coming with you guys, and it's absolutely incredible because we know we can win the game. And when we went 1-0 down in the past, even under Paul Hart, under Billy Davis away from home, you went 1-0 down, or you got beat battered for 45 minutes. We had no chance. But now it doesn't matter. I keep referring back to that Swansea game. We got absolutely battered. Someone mentioned possession in the comments not too long ago. It doesn't matter about possession. It matters about why I referred to Joe Allen was because of what he was doing with the ball. Swansea didn't use the ball well. They had all the possession, and we still won that game 4-1. So when you can go and sort of win big games like that, go to Blackburn. I said it last week. I felt we was comfortable all the way through. The TV kind of made it look like they was half decent, And I saw bits and bobs of their game last night. They looked half decent against West Brom, but that's all they looked. We're going there and we're getting big results. 3-0. How many 3-0s we had away from home? 2-0, 3-0, 2-0. They're comfortable wins in the Championship because you take 2-1, 1-0 every day of the week. But when you go into Birmingham and Barnsley and winning 3-1 and coming back from a goal down, like at Barnsley and Bristol City and places like that, that's like
what a night! The
reason we feel good about it, the reason we're excited, is because this is what teams that get promoted do. It feels like when people are saying, "Oh, something special is happening at our club," apart from the fact we're winning games, what gives them any reason to say that? What feels special is the way we're going about it. The way we're scoring a last-minute goal when Joe Worrell's in goal. The way we're finding these results, that's what feels special. And when you see it unfold in front of your own eyes, as we're fortunate enough to do, I appreciate everybody's not so. It's incredible when you come away from it, and it's the age-old thing. You go home, you have a few beers, it tastes nice. You talk to your mates, you're talking about nice things rather than moaning. We come on here and we're positive. Your Sunday dinner tastes better. Doesn't it? And it makes your weekend, and you can't wait for the next one to come around. I'm posting my tickets again tonight for Bournemouth, just because I can't wait now. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Because I'm missing my midweek game. And that's how it feel, isn't it? And this is what Steve Cooper's done. Dylan mentioned earlier in the episode that we shouldn't be too hard on them if it don't quite work out, and he's spot on. You know, he's given us a bit of a ride for we want it to carry on. We want it to go all the way through. Reminds me a little bit when Roy Keane went to Sunderland, and they were rock bottom, and they won the league. But they just kept winning and winning and winning and winning and winning, and we're hoping that happens. But we have got to be realistic as well. And if it don't quite work out, let's not throw our toys out the pram and go a bit mardy and mental like tends to happen. Because if we do have a bit of a blip now, I tell you what, Steve Cooper's going to be somebody like sought after in the summer. There's going to be clubs coming for him regardless of what happens between now and the end of the season. And do we want to sort of upset the apple cart that much to that he has second thoughts whether this is the place to be? Because if we are going to do something, whether it's this season or next season, we need Steve Cooper more than he probably needs us.
Before I get to the... Sorry, Dan, carry on.
No, I just wanted to say what Des was saying about Cooper. I think Cooper, in my mind, he's probably coming to this club, realised how special it is, like he keeps saying, and with us, and I've got that fear of in the summer someone's going to snatch him. But I think he's the kind of manager that's going to sit there and go, no, I've got a project here. I want to get these into the Premiership, then just be handed a Premiership team. Do you know what I mean? I think that's as a man, the way he comes across, the way he likes to work with his young players, because you know what I mean? Someone's going to look at him in the Premiership and say, oh, come to us and we'll give you this money. But secretly in his mind, he's got to think, well, if I go to that for the 6 months, if I don't get the results within 6 months, I'm gone. Do you know what I mean? I'm building something here at Forest. I'm working with the young players. I'm trying to put this philosophy in place. Do you know what I mean? If it takes me next season to do it, because I believe if we don't get promoted this season, then what's the possibilities of next season of what he's just done in this short space of time? And the players he can bring in. He's only had, one transfer window?
Yeah.
I think you've done something there, Dylan. I think what you said about Cooper and seeing it as a project, I think you're spot on. But ultimately, if the right team comes, I don't think we're going to lose him to, like you said, just for the sake of losing him to a Brighton or a Brentford or Norwich or somebody like that. Because I think he'd rather stay put and see it through with Forest. But if a real good offer came along, and I don't think big clubs would see him as an attractive proposition, despite what he's doing. But I said to somebody last week, I said to Ian when we was coming back from Blackburn, are you telling me Steve Cooper can get more out of Man United than that manager's got out of him in the last few months, or any manager in the last few years?
No.
Do you know, it might sound far-fetched and it might sound out there, but if I was Man U, I'd be thinking, this guy's getting... like what looked on paper a bang average team is getting such a tune out of them. Why wouldn't you be looking at someone like that? And if that offer come, then you could totally understand it. I don't think the run of the mill Premiership team who are going to go up and down, it'd go anywhere. But what we can't do is risk by sort of upsetting things. We can't risk that happening.
There's a question I asked Dylan, but there's quite a lot of questions on here. Is Paco member Sarah Leia will players will never see? I think there's a few podcasts ago. I don't know who it was. I think these kind of players are for the future.
Yeah,
because
I said that.
In case it was you, Dylan.
Yeah, it was replacement.
Replacement, because Leia will
replace
Spence. Paco will replace Worrell, or maybe Circle
yeah.
play Worrell.
Worrell's going to go.
Yeah, and it's like with Ojeda. Ojeda can replace. God, I'm not saying Ojeda's gone. I'm not saying that because Ghana's form has changed. I'm not saying that, but
he'll eventually replace Colback. because we know
Exactly.
Colback's not going to. Colback's probably got 2 more seasons in him.
Yeah. So if you look at, I was listening to a podcast yesterday on Forest, and what we're doing as a team, like our transfer window has been shocking, absolutely shocking. Like when we brought in 14 players in, we've got like someone like Harry Arter. He's still at the club. He's on maybe 35k a week. Lau Taylor on 30k a week.
Taylor's banging
And
it
that-
in though.
And
He's doing a job for Birmingham, isn't he?
but he's doing a job. And as well, and this is you for Dylan. Like I remember Dylan when we was at school. Dylan, we met when we was lucky enough to see Dave Bassett Forest as well. And we was jolly. We was happy as Larry. And since then, it's been shocking, hasn't it, Dylan? But it's
we've
been
had some
awful.
ups and downs.
We've had ups and downs. Like you said, we had Paul Hart, Billy Davis. We've had can we say Samba Limucci? I can't say we can say him, but Dylan, like it's been a change. Like I said, we were looking up to see that team win the league in 1998.
Yeah.
But again, right now it's just it's a different vibe, and like Desmond mentioned, it's like Desmond mentioned it's a different vibe. I believe we can do it. What's your vibe, Dylan? Like you seeing people on the streets talking about Forest, blah blah, and people come to me like Forest are doing well, and I'm enjoying this vibe right now because we know we've mentioned in the future podcasters when Forest are playing poor, Twitter is a meltdown, and I think we've got one of the worst fans when it comes to losing games. It's horrible, but I don't want to keep Forest fans on the floor, but right now we're doing fantastic. And Dylan, what's your vibe, Dylan, of like being a Forest fan and just seeing what's happening?
Well, we'll go back to when we was at school, many moons ago, and then
Many moons ago,
under Dave Bassett. I remember that. I went to near enough every game. I went with actually all my family used to go, and I used to go and sit with Adam's granddad, my uncle. Me and him used to go and sit there every game. It was when they first brought out kids for £1.
Yeah.
And he used to buy an adult ticket, and I used to get the kids for £1, and we used to go. And I could still remember it now. And that's when I first fell in love with Forest, because I was watching the likes of Kevin Campbell, Pierre Van Hooijdonk, Steve Stone, all this, and because you was looking forward every week to go. Week, do you know what I mean? Saturdays, midweek games, just seeing them win and win and win. Then I was lucky enough to go and see him in the Premiership at quite a few games. But like you say, over the years, we've had a Billy Davis, we've had a Paul Hart, we've had, other than them 2 names, maybe a bit of Limucci, but there's nothing. I don't think over the last 23 years.
Yeah,
I've not felt this excited, but do you know what I mean? Like Craig will tell you who's on here. I'm texting him all the time, and he keeps telling me, keep the faith, because I'm still waiting for someone to pull that rug from under us, because it's like I get so happy and jolly watching it on telly and listening to the results and everything, but we're Nottingham Forest. Do you know what I mean? I'm still waiting for someone to kick us, or someone to turn around and go, "Oh no, sorry, you're not going to do it." Do you know what I mean? And do you get what I mean? I'm trying to keep that positivity, but I should take a bit of leaf out of Dez's book, being positive. But it's like I'm trying to do daily. It's like, but the feeling you get, it's like I go to work and I've got Derby fans there, I've got Notts County fans there, and I walk in, I've got loads of Forest fans there, and I walk in, and the first thing, as soon as I walk in, we won at the weekend. I've got a big beam on my face. Do you know what I mean? And it's like I'm so excited for it, but I'm just waiting for that one thing to go. And I just don't know what it is, and I'm just trying not to let it happen. It's like with Samba getting sent off. A part of me is thinking, yeah, give Horvath a chance, let him do his job. the rest of the team, if he's not as good as we think, you know what I mean, the team will carry him. But then in another thing, I'm thinking about Samba. Could he have just wrecked our season? Do you know what I mean? Would it shift the mentality? Yeah, Craig, keep the faith. But
Keep the
I've got
faith.
to. But I'm so chuffed with what we've achieved now. So that's where
that's the worry, isn't it, Dylan? That's what I said about the next few games could be pivotal. You worry what Samba's done because we've seen it happen on such things. Do you know
the best goalkeeper in the league?
Game, the Derby game when Worrell gave away that free kick, everything changed, didn't it? Everything went to pot, and that's just what you worry about. I'm still really confident that we can do it, but we just live in hope, and we've had too many to get too carried away. Us being realistic, what we're trying to get the message across to other fans, I think this is what we're saying between us, is just be realistic. Just realise how far we've come in such a short space of time.
Yeah, it's like when we lost. It's like when we lost to Cardiff. Was it Cardiff? We lost to Cardiff 2-0.
Yeah.
So we lost to them, and the amount of people, Forest fans, I've seen pressing the panic button. Oh no, the season's done. It's this, it's that, and I'm like, do you know what I mean? I'm trying to keep. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking to other people, and people are like, no, talking to you lot. It's not going to be
Sorry,
over.
Sorry, Dylan. I was looking at this comment. Des, I was one of them shouting. Shout out to River City lad.
Do you know what I shouted to Door? No, not famous anymore.
Oh man, Des is gonna be hyper now because everyone's shouting today now, and it is what it is. Right. Ooh, okay. There's a special guest here, Dylan. Another one. The man himself, Craig Coker. How you doing, Craig?
Oh, finally.
Evening, gentlemen. How are you all?
Bloody hell. Listen to me. I've been trying to get this guy for the last 4 or 5 years, like so much long. But Craig, how you doing?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. How yourself?
I'm not too bad, man. I'm not too bad. Craig, I was just saying to Dylan, when we was at school.
Keep the faith.
I'm saying, Craig, when we was at school, like the Dave Bassett days, we was lucky to see Nottingham Forest. That team was fantastic, and the last 23 years it's been shocking. But now, Craig, how are you feeling as a Forest fan? The way Cooper's done for yourself.
Always, to be honest, I've always been the same. I've always to me, it's always about everything that is the Forest, going down, enjoying the games, even the bad times. League One, going to watch. There's always still that buzz, always. But this right now, they've created something a little bit extra. Everybody seems to have come together as a whole sort of club. Never mind the team and everybody else, but there's cohesion everywhere. That's what it feels like to me, anyway.
I'm asking you, Craig. Was Cooper your man, your choice when he first came to Forest? Be honest.
No. Do you know what? I don't think he was. No, but then I don't know who my choice was. If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
I don't have a number one. I said to Dylan a couple of times, I'm not sure who. To be honest, I was really happy when we got Dane Murphy. And I kept saying this to Dylan quite a few times. I feel like that he would be pivotal to just change everything to start with. Because it's all right. The manager and Dane together didn't work with Houghton, as you can see. But actually with Cooper, it's progressed even more than I probably thought it would.
Craig, we've got James McKay say Craig
Cheers,
sounds like Colin People in the comments, what does Craig sound like Colin Frey? I think he does, if you think about it. Right, Craig, I'm going to ask you. I've never asked you before. So, the start of the season, Craig, where did you thought Forest would finish? And now, under Cooper, where do you think Forest are going to finish? So, Craig, I'll start.
Okay, so start of the season, I probably thought if it was 12th, I probably would have been happy because let's be honest, I was watching that defensive football And that drained my world. I'll be honest, that was horrible.
Do you enjoy? Right, Craig. Do you enjoy? Well, I remember. Listen to me. Me and Dylan went to the Middlesbrough game. I said to Dylan, I have never been so depressed in that Middlesbrough game. I was so cheesed off. Dylan, you remember Dylan?
The vlog. Yeah, going back and watch the vlog.
Go and watch the vlog. I was so depressed. Football depressed, people. I'm trying to be positive. Des, I'm trying to be positive, Des. Do daily. But yeah, carry on, Craig.
But now I still feel we're 50-50 on the playoffs because of everybody else. Not because of us, because I feel like there's other teams that are going to have their ups. It's still not as clean cut as what I think most people think it is. And I would, to be honest though, 7th or 8th, I'd still be happy, but the playoffs I'd be even happier.
Okay. So Craig says, no. And then there's people are going to disagree, Craig. 7th or 8th.
I totally.
Craig, you've got to be positive, Craig. You've got to be positive like do daily. That's like Des. You've got to be positive, Craig.
Yeah, but I heard Des earlier saying, he wasn't 100% where we'd sort of be. So I totally agree with him. I feel like this league is a lot tougher than we're all giving it credit for. And teams like Stoke, who, yes, on Saturday, I didn't feel like they were overly talented. But I feel like come the end, they're going to be in the mix because they're just dog-eared. They weren't special. They weren't anything nice. And I feel like when we had our moments, we were good enough to beat them. But they're going to be in and around with everyone. And then there's teams like Sheffield United are just ticking along under the radar. And Huddersfield just seems to be doing something. QPR, too many sides who, to be honest, at the start of the season, I didn't even think would be up there.
Yeah,
so
I'm not going to lie. I was saying, Craig. I was exactly the same. Craig, last but not least, I'm gonna ask you 3 things, right? And I don't know if you want to be in this bet. Say, if Forest get promoted, do you want to be in this bet?
What do you want?
Yeah. Anything that you want to do, Craig. Anything.
Hey, look. If people are thrown into charity, I'll do whatever you want. I'll dye my hair pink. I'll shave it off. I'll do whatever. As long as you're all donating to whatever, I'm in.
Right, okay. People in the comments. What Craig should do a bet, forfeit. I'll think of someone.
Why does it have to be a
get
forfeit?
Nobody on here, Dor, soon. You're going to get nobody on.
Right. So we'll figure something. The next podcast, like I said,
why does it have to be a forfeit if Forest get promoted? It's got to be something enjoyable. Do you know what I mean? I reckon
it is enjoyable. A tattoo.
Well, yeah, I reckon if Forest get promoted, the hardcore lot of us, should all get a matching tattoo, something to do with Forest.
I'll get a tattoo. I'll get a tattoo.
Not a chance.
What? You're not going to get a tattoo, Craig? Craig, right. In the last podcast, me and Des, we hate tattoos. I hate tattoos. The bet is, if Forest get promoted, I'll get a tattoo with Forest. You've got to do this bet. People in the comments as well. Wait. Let me say something, right. People in the comments as well. If Forest get promoted, I think everyone, I'm not saying everyone, the over 18s, if you, parents' permission, should do a bet. So, Craig, you've got to do something, Craig. If Forest get promoted this season, it's got to be something that you feel comfortable with. Then something you feel comfortable with.
Look, all right then. Look, if people donate to charity or do whatever, I'm in. Let's just do it.
Okay. So Craig says it.
I reckon we should all do it together.
I'll get a tattoo.
No. I'm not on about the tattoo thing. Yeah, I understand. If you don't want to get a tattoo, that's different. But I think we should come up with something that all of us do. And I mean, the 4 of us plus there'll be other people. We all have to do one thing, the same. If that means going to a game all dressed up as Smurfs.
What?
If Forest go, why don't we all just go and get pissed?
Yes. Yes.
As people know, I'm not a big drinker, so it's for me. If Forest
let's all get pissed and take Craig for a tattoo.
Right, listen to me. Listen to me. Right. I don't mind. I'm not a drinker. I don't mind doing it. So if Forest get promoted, I don't mind getting absolutely hammered. So that I'll take that bet. I'm not a drinker, so here's what it is. Right, Craig. Before we go, Craig, what's your prediction for Friday's game?
I think we'll draw. I think it'll be 1-1.
Okay. Chris has 1-1. And where do you think Forest finish in the league? Come on, you got to say it.
6th or 7th. I can't quite make out which 6th or 7th. I'm still undecided.
Right. As people know, I went to school with Craig. Me, Craig, and Dylan was in the same year, and Craig, like I said, top Forest lad. But yeah, Craig, I need you on this channel before the season finishes, Craig. Me and Dylan have been asking Craig to come on this channel, and he says he's shy. People in the comments, Craig, do you want Craig back on this channel? He's a good lad, and we want his because I've had Dylan so many times, and he's annoying sometimes. And sometimes when he's on the bus as well, he's a bit annoying. So,
Oh my God,
Craig, you've got. But Craig, you've got to come on this channel, man.
Cool, yeah. Anytime, mate. Give us a shout.
All right. Peace, love, Craig. Thank you very much, Craig, for that.
Cheers, lads. Thanks a lot.
Cheers, Craig. That's Craig. Craig, a legend. People can comment. Get Craig back in the channel. We need him. We're gonna get going in a minute. Last but not least, me and Des are going to Bournemouth on Friday night.
Stop rubbing it in. Stop rubbing it in.
Listen, I'm going for the Rock. It's the first time I'm going to Bournemouth. Is it your first time, Des?
No, I went a couple of times in the early 2000s. I can't remember.
I thought it was about to say 80s.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just expected that to come out your mouth. I don't know why.
I look younger than you two again.
You do actually.
Oh, Des. But like I said, me and Des, we're going to the game on Friday. And I'm going in confident. Like I remember, I went in Ian's car. Shout out to Ian. And me and Des was going there confident, going to the game against Blackburn, and we won. So I'm confident because you're there. Before I did go, I've got an email from Jonathan Swan, and he's from Bournemouth, and he's a Forest fan. Shout out to John Swan. Thank you. I will get back to your email. It is a long email. So, Jonathan, thank you very much for the message. But that's the people. Right before I go, there's little things I want to say about. I don't think I've mentioned it. Kevin Campbell, people, he's coming to Nottingham Forest, Nottingham, on the Thursday, the 28th of April. Dylan, are you wait? Dylan, are you coming to this?
I don't know. I texted you and told you the reason.
I
was unsure.
He's unsure.
Do you know what? This month is car MOT month. Everybody who's got a car will understand my pain that I've got to go through. So I have to keep all my money until my nice little beauty goes through. And if it comes back past, then I'll be fine.
Right. So, like the people, we'll get Dylan here. Like I said, it's going to be amazing. Des, it's going to be an amazing show, isn't it, Des? Come on, Des. Plug everyone. Everyone needs to come to the show, don't they?
Absolutely. It'd just be brilliant, wouldn't it? We hopefully, I said it to Casey himself. If we can talk about promotion when we're getting promoted, the last promotion and the next promotion, what a night that's going to be. End of season. So get in touch if you want tickets.
Yeah, and as well, people. Me and Des, we spread it on our social media as well. If there's anyone that who wants to sponsor the show, please get in contact with me or Des. You can email me, message Des through his social media as well, and then, as I said, we can get your platform, your businesses out there as well. So, people, if you do want to come and sponsor the channel and the event, please do email me. It's going to be a great show. And as well, people.
Let me just say, Dor, on the back of the sponsorship, if there is businesses and people who want to get behind it, there's bespoke packages where you get really unique sort of meet and greet and a lot of time with Kevin Campbell himself. So there's some real opportunity to get into that and like I say, put your name to it. We're doing it for good causes as well. Two children's charities. That's hard to say at this time of night. I'm running the London Marathon for one. Lisa, of course, does a lot for Footprints. You know, so there's a lot of reason to get behind it and support it if you can. Plus, you get associated with a great night and, like I say, a real opportunity to meet Kevin Campbell in an exclusive sort of setting. Which whilst this is about everyone and everyone enjoying it, you know, anybody who wants to support in that way definitely can.
Like what people, like I said, people not going to be people who don't live in Nottingham, who's out the country as well. If you do want to watch the show, I will be broadcasting it live from a DoreOnTour channel. So people, like I said, I will be doing it. I will talk about it maybe this week about it, the stream, so people can get involved as well. Because like I said, it's going to be live on my DoreOnTour channel on the Thursday of the 28th of April. It's going to be a banging result, and as Des mentioned, it's for 2 charities, and the more sponsors that we can get, the better we can do it for the show. But it's going to be a great show. So as well, people, email me. The email's on the link below. You can see it at the bottom on the clipper. Please contact me, and it's going to be a fantastic show. Right, people, I'm going to go. Dylan, Des, it's been a great show again. Thank you very much for coming on as well, people. There's 103 people here. If you are new to the channel, I've got 42 likes. If I can reach 50 while the show's done, you can. Please do hit the subscribe button for Des as well. Des, what you on, Des?
240. Come on, 100 people would nearly double it. Come on. Come on,
people.
The subscribe button.
Hit the subscribe button. Des, the link is in the below link. So please go and subscribe to the channel. It's a different it's towards mental health as well. Des, do a little plug-in before you leave.
So you've heard a lot of these guys talk about the positivity and the way I try and sort of portray things. It's just a light-hearted look on the way I go about life. I walk around the River Trent. I live right next to it. So I enjoy the things I do. I encourage a bit of well-being and activity. Nothing forced. Don't tell people to go out and run. I love a bit of running, but don't tell people to go and do that. It's not mental health, although I talk about it because a guy who was a massive Forest fan is probably my inspiration for doing the channel. He took his own life, and that's nearly 5 years ago. In the next couple of weeks, the anniversary of that, and it's kind of just panned my perspective out, you know, and I just talk about sort of enjoying the things we've got, enjoying the things we do, enjoying Forest, enjoying DoreOnTour, and it's just like stuff, 5-10 minutes each day, just to sort of make everyone feel a little bit better, hopefully.
Like I said, people, go and subscribe. I know there's quite a lot of people subscribe to you now, Des. There's quite a lot there. Mark Preston, James, Craig Coker. Like I said, people, it's all you do is hit the subscribe button. And let's say if you feel down, Des is always there, and there's a little talkative because, like I said, it's a good channel. It's different to Forest, but Des is always on his channel, and it's getting more popular than me. So everyone's shouting "Do Daily" now. So I even shout it "Do Daily" just for the sake of it.
Oh, not famous anymore.
Right, people, gonna get going. Like I said, my next one, I'll be back on Thursday night. I'm with the Bournemouth fan, so that's gonna be a good show. Like I said, me and Des are there on Friday to talk for the Bournemouth game. So it's gonna be another good show. Right, people, we're gonna get going. Thanks for everyone for watching, and like I said, I'll see everyone on Thursday. Up the Reds. We're calling you Reds.
You Reds.